सक्यो है मैले के मैले मलाई थाहा छैन के यस्तो हाँसिदिरहेको छ तर मैले बवाल भने
Please mute yourself.
Please mute yourself.
Mute yourself.
Mute yourself.
Sudeep Acharya, 4-6.
May I start, sir?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. You need to top the world to become professionals in Microsoft, simply proving to the fact that grades and qualifications are required in order to open up any competitive field that you want to get into in your future. I repeat, you have to top the world to become professionals in Microsoft, simply proving to the fact that grades are important to open up any competitive field that you want to get into in the future. With this opening statement supporting grading system, I like to put forward my words. Grades are marks. They form a big influential, they are the big influential element in a student's life. Backbone can be used as a metaphor for grades in the academic institutions. It acts as a motivational factor for students to thrive forward. In turn, these grades promote students' capability also. So the best thing about grading system is that it does not produce, as my fellow opponent said, it does not produce a topper. It produces a set of toppers, which is in fact a very good point about grading systems. Also, the actual marks of a subject is not mentioned in the student's transcript, which is again another best part about the grading systems. I'd like to illustrate this giving some examples. Have you seen any company holding a banner in their hand recruiting employees, only those employees who have intelligence and smartness but do not have grades and qualifications? Or let me put it in this way, have you seen any high school accepting students based on their intelligence rather than their grades which they have achieved? The answer to this question is obvious no. It is because the grading system is in fact effective to evaluate the students' capability and competency. Therefore, they are effective. It is the best way that provides platform to each and every one for one of us for tomorrow. It's obvious. Why do we need to go to schools? And why do we give examinations if grading system does not support or does not evaluate one's performance? I'm not saying that we need to by heart everything, but at the same time, I'm also saying that there's no such machines that can weigh our human intelligence. But only the system that weigh our intelligence is grading system, and it is in fact effective. My fellow opponent said that it cannot measure one student's competence. I'd like to give some examples to prove that. Albert Einstein and Thomas Alva Edison, they were foolish at schools, but they later thrived to be the great scientists of the world. But less do we know that their achievement was bought by the hard work that they put in to improve their flaws, which they got in their examination. It was their low grade which thrived them to achieve even bigger in their sectors. So with this evidences and statements, I would like to strongly claim and convince my fellow opponents that grading system is in fact the best systems, and it is in fact capable of evaluating students' competence. Thank you.
Nagama Hussain against 6.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Am I audible? While talking about grading system, the first question that strikes in our head is that, does the grading system in high school really reflect the intelligence of the student? Let me start with an example. According to a news article published in Himalayan Times on 17th March 2019, a massive number of students were found cheating in NAV examination, and these like news are not strange. It is seen time to time. What must be the root cause for this? Our grading system. Good afternoon, respected organizer, panel of judges, dear participants, is Nagma Hussain, a science student of National School of Science, speaking against the motion grading system is effective in high school. First argument. We see many students cheating during the exam, and the root cause is, of course, to get a good grades. And we are the guilty who judge the students' real intelligence and hard work for 1 year through the 3-hour examination. Can we really know the real intelligence of the students through the grades? Who knows whether the students have cheated by managing to escape from the eye of the invigilator? Second argument, testing the students through grades means to test the student through examination point of view, where exam doesn't show how intelligent the student is. They rather show remembrance and recollecting ability of the student. Rather than grades, diplomacy, creativity, and motivation are the major factors which can be used to measure the intelligence of the student. Similarly, a student who gets less marks cannot be considered as full. Getting good marks and having bookish knowledge doesn't mean that the student is intelligent. There are some students who are extremely good at writing, and there are also the students who have knowledge but not good at writing. When this type of students come into the professional scenario, they are the most successful. And the third argument is, let me talk about Albert Einstein, who used to pass with low marks. It's not that he had achievement for his low marks. He wants to secure high grades. The main factor is his creativeness. Is there anyone who could tell me that Albert Einstein is not intelligent because his grade was not good? Benjamin Franklin, a famous American, failed arithmetic when he was a boy, but he grew up to be a statesman, leader, and scientist to serve his nation. Isaac Newton was a lackluster student, and today half of the physics syllabus is based on his theories. Fourth argument. I want to ask a question to my opponent. Do you really think the 3-hour examination can really determine our intelligence? Those 4-point grades really describe your talent sheet. Maybe even a bad student can get good marks by mugging, and a good student can get bad marks due to several reasons like family conflict, disease, and so on. In that case, are you going to say that a student who gets less marks is not intelligent? Of course not. Intelligence is a part of new thought, ideas, ability, and creativity. It is not only limited up to 3-hour examination and a single layer papered grade sheet. Fifth argument, to secure good marks by mugging of the lesson is not the real intelligence. Real intelligence is to understand the lessons so that we can bring it into practice. What's the use of the engineering grades which we obtain by mugging if we can't even repair a simple tube light? Only being doctors and engineers are not the future of all the students. Some may become artist, singer, dancer, or designer, which at all doesn't require grades. Grade doesn't reflect the real intelligence and respected juries. In fact, it is usually the C+ students who ends up doing best in their life and for the nation. I'm not saying that grade doesn't describe our hard work, because there are some students who gets good grades by their hard work. But at the same time, I'm saying that creativeness, cooking, singing, and dancing are also our intelligence rather than the grades we get from our high school. And we really have very odd grading system. For 89, we get A grade. And for 90, we get A+. Just by 1 mark, there's great difference in grades. And do you think such type of stressful grading system is good? I would like to sum up my debate by saying that if this grading system is really favorable and satisfying, then why do most of the students commit suicide for not getting good grades? So I strongly believe that rather than grading system, there must be certain inclusions of creativity, ECA, disciplinary acts, sports, etc. in the high school for the true evaluation of intelligence of the students. Only bookish knowledge is not the real intelligence of the student. Focusing, evaluating grades.
Sorry to interrupt, your time is up.
I would like to end my debate here. Thank you.
Sakshi Shah for 7.
Yes, sir. My name is Sakshi Shah and I'm from Delhi Public School. And my topic is grading system is efficient for high school? I say yes, because still now in this world, we are going through the grading system and we will go on in it. Because without grading system, I don't think everyone will going to have opportunity to get a company in biggest company like in companies like Microsoft, Apple, and many companies. We don't they hire a very they hire intelligent people. Like genius one to develop their country, not that company. So I think it is, but and without grading system, I don't think we will ever gonna know that what's our interest in anything. We will know, but it shows our progress in that subject. If we don't have grading system, I don't think we are all gonna know how develop how have how have we developed in other subject. And to be honest, many of us think that grading systems they just is the mental pressure. Sometimes I will say yes, but somehow no, because we all have a different mindset, and our mindset are not really same. So that's depend on a student how they take as a grading system. So system and yeah, like in if we talk about Einstein, he he was a very weak student in his school life, but as we know that he scores think that he was a very good student at that. How do we know? Because of the grading system. If there was no grade system, we will never know that he was a very good student in that. So in many ways, grade system is good, but in many ways, yeah, it is. So by saying this, I would like to conclude my debate. And the thing is, we are going through this grading system, and you can see the results backward. We are forward, not backward. So for by this, I will say thank you very much.
Richa Jain against 7.
Thank you for the invite, Pete. So, grading system that now prevails is a student-friendly grading system. But if we were to answer them, saying were they good enough? No, they were not. Education in high school today covers up a lot of topics, but yes, but do not take us to depth of the subject. Until and unless we are not sure of what the subject holds in depth of us, we will never be clear enough of to decide which subject holds interest to you. Let us take a case study of Finland, the country that has the best education system in the world. So it is a country that follows aptitude tests, and in the beginning, it takes students of the students aged between 5 to 6 years, when they are in the starting phase of the school, and in which other countries students are starting to enroll in toddlers or any other kindergarten schools. At that time, the students are being given some of kind of a different streams so that they can go towards the one that they are most interested. They can choose some of them, and then after say 2 or 3 years, they don't have to go to school until this period. During this period, after 2 to 3 years, they all are tested through curriculum based tests that are provided to them at their homes, at the comfort of their homes. And then they are given different subjects, and according to their performance, they are divided and are placed in different categories of their own interest. So when we this is just a small step towards towards the learning that Albert Einstein wanted. And if you also take an example of a current businessman, a very famous one that recently launched its private spaceship, Elon Musk. He is a businessman that allows employees, like Forsix said, that companies not hiring on the basis companies never hire on the basis of grades. But against it, would like to review you on that, because Elon Musk company hires people on the basis of their abilities and not on the basis of their college degrees, etc. While the biggest now, let us talk about the biggest disadvantage of the grading system. If the person is working hard and they don't get an extraordinary rank because of some circumstances, like because in some cities or some system of education, bookish language is preferred over your own writing skills. So if that person is not highly is not highly talented in writing, or even if they can't mug up, what will they do? Their talent is being wasted, and they will fail in that exam. And what about those people who like they work hard, and our right now this grading system judges our memory and not our intelligence. It judges our memory because it gives us a chance where we write something that we have learned from some previous event, and what we have learned after reading in the school for some days. But is it necessary that everybody will be good in studies, that everybody will do well, and that everybody can mug up properly? No. That is why grading against it strongly believe that grading system is not an effective way in high school. Generally in high school, the pressure is high, the anxiety is high, because there are some factors that, like family pressure, that does not allow us to participate in other curriculum activities, because they are afraid that the family members are afraid that we will not perform well in our exams. And they are afraid because they think that they will not get child will not get the child will not get a proper opportunity in the future. Why do people think that only the people with good grades can get job opportunities and can lead a better life? Because the system has been made so. If the system wouldn't have been made so, the people with different abilities would have done well in their lives, in their allotted fields. Even though there are some competitions like such we are having right now, and other curricular activities that are being performed in different stages of our life, and that are being prevailed in everywhere in the world right now. But it does not mean that it will shape our future. The main the main aspect that will shape our future is the grading system, and and against it strongly reject that. Thank you.
Kiran Khatri for 8. Please continue. Okay. He's not there. I think there might be network problem, so we can continue with the other participant. If he comes, then he will get a chance. Kiran Khatri, are you here? Camera on sub the 4-9, please continue. 4-9. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
4-9, please continue.
Greetings to the judges and my worthy opponents, and hereby I stand for the motion. Is grading system efficient in high schools? So yes, it's said that your grades doesn't define you. But think practically. Do you think it really doesn't define you? It is defining you. Let me ask a question. Do you study when there are no exams? Do you even look at the books? You carry the same bag to the school and return back with the same bag. I don't say that it is the only method of growth. What I meant is it is an important part to grow intellectual mind. Let us take the example of corona, the pandemic. Do you all study seriously? No, not 60 to 70% would study seriously because you don't have exams. But take a situation where it would be have a non-pandemic situation. Everyone, be it SEE, CBSE, everyone would study. I myself would study being in this school because after all, grading matters and is efficient. When we say grading, it does not only mean mugging up books and vomiting it in the exam. It gives us an opportunity for one to stand out among the others. It shows us the future of our nation, those who are capable to conquer the world. It tells our baby boomers that their intellect is in the great hand. Grading in the contemporary world does not bind one's capability in the exam, but shows how the students is in all the fields. Students these days are continuously evaluated so that they could be taught what is right. They can brush their skills and prepare them for the future. Can you imagine a world without grading? Let's see the consequences. Students become lazy. They take every schooling activity for granted. No competition, which means no growth. No growth prospect. Students are involved in gaming activities more than classroom activities. In other words, the chain reaction tells us that there is no motive or importance to attend school. Grading is an exercise in professional judgment on the part of teachers. Exams really motivates us to study, to compete, and to be a better version of ourselves. We study, we gain knowledge, and that is when we grasp and explore new things. Yes, grading is a harsh truth of an individual's life. We might not appreciate it in our initial education venture, but on a long-term perspective, it has shown its results. I would like to end my debate with an example. Had Sundar Pichai, the former CEO of Google and the current CEO of Alphabet, the parent company of Google would not have been graded and got a scholarship at Stanford University. He would never have been graded and got a scholarship at Stanford University. He would never have gone to USA and start his journey with Google. Thus, he is a proud Indian citizen today. We have the capability to build such intellectuals with the help of grading. Thank you.
Kiran Khatri for 8. You can continue.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm here again to speak about on the effectiveness of grading system. The question arises here: is grading system effective in high school? First of all, let me tell about grading system. Grading system in education is a system that is used to assess the educational performance of a child, which is entirely based on points alone. It is kept a strong and viable medium to exert a child's grasping and reciprocating ability by grading them. Grading system has reduced the scoring pressure of children, as the actual marks of a subject do not get mentioned on transcripts, which means the students don't have to score specific marks for good impression, but only can aim a target for a grade they can easily achieve. This phase is a phase of schooling is in a student life after passing primary and before entering the college is very crucial and subjugating. This is the phase with an individual develops individuality and builds his or her ecosystem. This is the age where world doesn't matter, beyond the world doesn't matter, and simply the students develop the ecosystem. So they might be saying you got this or that. If students were judged on the basis of old system, general system, and we also have seen like our relatives or parents simply like to compare our grading system if there was according to percentage medium. But if there was a grading system, then if some student got 95 or 97, still they will have a grade. So If there are such percentage method of judging, then it will simply hurt their ego, or they may lose their self-esteem. So high school is the place for students to learn through the experiences led by their mistakes. So grading system let the students identify their weakness and mistakes. Teachers grade students skills through their skill of writing, reading, and listening. This helps students easily know their lacking abilities through the assigned grades and work on them to improve overall performance. Grading system is has access to children's skills, so they can decide where they can go for the future also. Grading system uh, has been a strong and valuable medium, and it is very effective also. So saying this much, I want to stop my debate in saying that grading system simply gives consistency and illusion of fairness, gives permission in screening the students according to their performance relative to their peers. Thank you.
Okay. Bhanu Pratap against 8. You can start with your speech.
Yeah.
Please continue with your speech.
Yeah, the grading system is effective for the high schools or not. Going with the grading systems, it has just judges the overall performance. It just judges the overall performance of of an individual. Just for if an individual one who is scoring the 99% in the examination, and one who is scoring the 91% and was and working hard as the 99% one, 99% individual are working, it will be just like the demotivation for him if he scores the less than the 91%. But if the grading if both will score the same grading instead of the same percentage, he or she will get the confidence that he or she can also do the better performance in the future, and so it will be kind of the demotivation for him, and it will also increase the performance of his better in the future. And going with the grading systems in the high schools, uh, is it is that all the students in the high schools are sorry, because of network problem it is being all the students in the high schools are they are in the competition of scoring the highest mark so that they can do the better in the other bureaucrats jobs or the governmental jobs. But the one who is scoring the low marks in the low marks in the examinations, they are really being made hopeless, and they started going to the foreign countries, and they won't be getting the chance for any kind of development of their development. So this grading system, this increases brings the all kind of students in the similar range, and motivates everyone in high school, and everyone will be getting the good opportunity in the good opportunity for the future motivations. And I would also like to say that it will be the
Am I audible to you against 8?
Yes, yes, Sumit.
Okay, I think he has completed his speech. Sana Rehan against 9.
Thank you. To understand or to work out on grading system, First, we all have to understand what grading system is. Grading system is a method used by teachers to assess students' educational performance. In early time, simple making procedure was used by education. But now a proper system is followed by every educational institute. Each grade contains a range of percentage or marks. Each range consists of a percentage or marks. Since the grading system has been introduced, many debates have taken place. For sure, grading system is not effective in schools, as there are a lot reasons. Uh, all the students are demotivated. There is decreased performance due to grading system. Children tend to perform less. They know that they will achieve the targeted grade even by making few mistakes. For instance, if a student targets the grade A that involves the range from 90% to 100%, he will know that even if he scores 90%, grade A will be assigned. Hence, he does not require to score 95 or 100. The second is demotivation. Grading system demotivates who perform higher because they stand equal to those making less efforts. For instance, grade A will be assigned to those from 90 to 100. So students made no mistakes and those who made a few all will stand at equally one grade. Increased lethargy. As grading system has divided the marks among different tasks such as assignments, presentations, and final exams, the students become lethargic. Due to it, they score enough in assignments and projects and become lesser active in final exams. Grades create risk-averse behavior. Surely we agree that futile and vain feelings are associated with the letter F and proud and happy feelings are associated with the letter grade A. These links are deeply entrenched in society's perspective on education. As a consequence, the expectation of receiving a grade F creates a fear to fall. Students are therefore prone to choose the path with least resistance, opting for the easy A. There are many examples we have. We have Bill Gates, we have Thomas Edison, we have Walt Disney. They were failed, but not all the students are like them. They do not have the motivating skills like them. As we know that grading system, by this example, we should understand that grading system has been failed because if grading system was good, these people were not standing in front of us like a great personalities. But as a society, do we want our students to engage in this type of behavior? Will grading system this make them educated individuals? Perhaps this is just inherent to human behavior. Everyone is busy in getting raised. Education is nowadays, due to this grading system, is become a race, and no one thinks that we have to learn something new today. Everyone is going to get good grades. I would like to say to my opposition, she said that grade, if there are no exams, student will play games and etc. Nowadays there are no exams, but we are engaging in these types of activities. Like this debate is, you don't give us grades, you don't demotivate us, you give us first position and second position, and to those people who do not speak, you even give us e-certificates. That's the example we have. The grading system is not an accurate presentation of the performance and knowledge gain. As we have already said, passing in an examination cannot be considered as plausible enough to declare that the same student has gained an immense amount of knowledge by these exams. The great minority of kids who fail do so because of the dreaded zero, which is mostly generally the result of a missing an assignment, not necessarily an indicator of low or no proficiency with course content. We have seen a great amount of suicides of students. That's due to their low grades. They think that they can't achieve grades. They can't achieve good grades, so their life is of no importance. Their life is not important. So invariably, zero kill grades, often creating holes. Thank you.
Okay. So everyone has
As my
got,
time is finished.
yes, your time has finished. Everyone has got a chance to speak, and finally we have 10 participants from this round who are going in the next round. So soon we are going to mention you in the group. Wait for that, and with the time and meeting ID and password will be mentioned there.